Now, story time. Now, for the word I said when I said hunkies, I am talking about the hunkies that's been suppressing us for a very long time. The ones that knew the secrets behind us color folks and, red faces. And when I mean by red faces, I'm talking about the white Negroes. Okay? And when I say the honkies, I'm talking about those racist ones, and I mean the ones that's been suppressing all of the colonies. Because it was more than just 13 colonies, or whatever, quadruple that, split apart. Not just in the United States of America, but also the other continents, or whatever, that's around the 52 states. Because, they didn't make, Hawaii 52 until, the tug of war. Because, Hawaii is supposed to be connected with, the splitting of the Red Sea. And, certain areas is supposed to be connected. Like Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2, the game, or whatever, when the first flood happened, certain things got split apart. But anywho, when I say hunkies for my white Negroes, aka my red face bloodlines, I'm not calling y'all that. Because y'all are on the front line and the back line with us. Y'all are the ones that's been helping us, bob and weave through those supremacists, the ones that's up in there sitting in the high chairs, playing, double jeopardy. And they play the double jeopardy with all of our, spiritual rankings, spiritual beliefs, spiritual everything, and they made it a propaganda. Okay? And they put a lot of you white, red face Negroes, they suppressed y'all abilities, suppressed y'all truth, and who y'all was walking with and talking with and helping each other and helping your brethrens of color. Those honkies is the ones that I am speaking of, that is suppressing you red face Indians of white Negro. Now, for the honkies that sit up in here and say, why do we have to be judged for the sins of our white family members? Because y'all didn't, do right by us. Y'all, y'all are the ones that, complain about, well, why it ain't racism out here. Oh, baby, it's racism out here. It's not just y'all side that's being racist against us. It's even our side being racist against us, or whatever. And the old saying, all root to all evil is greed, the root of all evil is greed and lust and all of that other bullshit. Because this is how they get people bamboozled. This is how they play Monopoly with y'all mind, body, and soul, and y'all connection with the real sources, or whatever. Because yes, it is a white God, but he serves under the true gods. You hear me? Because his father and mother is not of white descent. Those two of color descent. You know how I said before, white can't make black, but black can make white? Yes, baby. Certain white Negroes didn't get their pigmentation of the extra color skin that they needed, or whatever. This is why certain white Negroes, when y'all see them all heated up or whatever, they don't burn, but the other ones, they burn like a motherfucker or whatever. That should tell you something. What sources they connected to and what sources is trying to take them off the totem pole of the plantation, the slave ship, getting them connected with the right sources and the right people. You feel me? So, this is why certain ones is up in here, playing that, oh, why do we have to, we wasn't the one. No, yes, she was. Because as soon as something go down, you always putting that white spoon in your mouth, you know, quick, fast, you know. Say like, for an example, if it's, four brothers in a vehicle and one white person in the vehicle. Prime example. They not gonna bother the white person that's in that vehicle, but they gonna, harass and question the four black brothers, because they gonna think that the four black brothers kidnapped the white one, not realizing that the white one could have diffused the situation by saying, nah, these is my brothers, But for an example, and this is a true live event, he pulled his white spoon card, and he pretended like he didn't even know these people. So this is who I'm talking about when I say, you know, as soon as the times get rough and the rough get going, those honkies is the ones that's running for the border, but they always want to ship other people back to the border when they not even realizing that they are the ones that's on, stolen land, because the white Negroes, meaning the red faces, is the ones that truly own part of this land with the color ones. But see, because the other honkies been up in here trying to suppress not only them, but they've been definitely suppressing us or whatever. And yes, it is some coons, and when I say coons, I'm talking about colors. Ones that look like me, and maybe darker than me too, you know. Because the old saying, if I tell you to jump, you going to say how, right? And that's exactly how, you know, yeah. So if you not consider, if you didn't get offended when I say hunky, then I know you are of the white, red-faced Negroes. But if you got offended when I said the hunky word, then you are the problem. Change, the racism that's deep rooted in your skin, in your blood. Once you change that, then you ain't gonna get offended when we, call you what it is. Because I didn't say the other word, the saltine, you know. Because I do eat saltines, sea salt ones and unsalted ones, especially in my soup. So, I ain't say y'all all, worthless. But the ones that is worthy, they ain't up in here, doing racist tendencies. And they woke folks. Even in they po folks mode, they woke folks. But them is the ones that y'all call schizo or call crazy, or y'all want to put them in a psych ward because they speaking to the higher sources or whatever. And they don't want to be suppressed by y'all no longer. you know. So, with that being said, yeah, that water run deep. And that goes for the old and the young, and also the newbies, you know. Don't shun our history when half of our history and half of our truth been a lie, told by y'all, You feel me? So, So with that being said, you know, y'all got to excuse me, you know, but that's confirmation when it, you know, that was water coming down my nose. I'm not even crying or nothing like that, but that, you know, the river run deep, you know. Swamp Thing asked me to, you know, do a red alert, you know. And when I say, you know, the Swamp Thing, I'm also talking about my grandfather, white, you know, and my white brethrens, you know, uncles, nieces and nephews, grandchildren, great-great-grandchildren, and so on, you know. Those the ones that's getting defended when I say the honkyville. Take the racism out your blood. And that goes for the ones of my complexion, darker complexion, you know, darker than this shirt complexion. So, yeah. Pop goes the weasel, right? Because there's been weasels running around here for decades doing all types of garbage ass shit. But then they want you to they want you to give them sympathy. Oh no, we ain't giving y'all no more sympathy. We ain't giving y'all no more empathy. Because when we needed that sympathy and empathy, y'all laughed in our face. Or y'all wanted to put handcuffs on us. Or y'all wanted to put us in RIP, meaning rest in peace. But when the tables is turned, y'all want to cry victim. Don't cry victim now. You know. So, because the real victims ain't crying victim, they putting on their warrior gear, you know. Even in hobo mode, they putting on their warrior gear. Even in homeless field, they putting on their warrior gear, you know. Even ones that was once rich is turning over a new leaf by turning over their riches so they can experience what we had to experience. And we already know the experience of riches, and we also know the experience of brokenness. So, yeah. Step in our shoes. I guarantee you won't last. Because even the ones of our color couldn't last. They gave up quick, fast, like Tootsie Rolls on a Tootsie Pop. The Tutti Fruities, and I'm not talking about my Fruities. I'm talking about them other Tutti Fruities. Like Little Richard said in one of his songs. You know. But I had a slight little headache, and it wasn't a headache like, you know, my white ancestors was like, baby, you speak full truth now. I need you to dissect some things and explain to certain white Negroes and certain honky Negroes and also honkies or whatever of my kind or whatever. I need you to explain, you know, what you say, you know, and how you say it. Because the truth gonna hurt, but shit, they better take it or leave it alone, in the words of my brother, a.k.a. my uncle. You know. But, you know, yeah. So, that's educational and wisdom to you, you know. Before you up in here and put your white spoon in your mouth and say, you know, y'all ain't responsible for what the other white families did. Oh, yes, you is, because you're too quiet. You ain't rumbling like the other, you know, white Negroes. You know. Y'all quick to, you know, go right to them boys in blue. You know. When the going get tough or the tough get going. Y'all ready to throw in them red flags, right? The red, white, and blue. You know. Because y'all definitely be dedicated to the red, white, and blue. Hmm. 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 Ain't no red, white, and blue about it. But that's the true song for your asses. You know, take it or leave it alone. I don't care what you do with it. But I'm going to still speak my truth. Because it's my truth and my other family members' truth. And even y'all truth. But y'all just don't want to see the truth. Y'all want to hide behind lies and quotes. And you don't need to have a scholarship. And when I mean scholarship, everybody thought that I was some dumb person or whatever. This GED, you know, educated. But I'm not just GED educated. I definitely do got, you know, a lot of degrees. But certain white Negroes know this, and certain black Negroes know this, and certain, you know, hunky Negroes do too. The Knickerbockers, you know. But all those master degrees that your white families done had, they still didn't make America great, did they? So maybe next time you'll take a page out of our real books, you know, and truly set apart the racism and throw it away, meaning rest in peace it, you know, so we can make America great again. Because it was once before great until 40 days, 40 nights, and other, you know, racism things, you know, kill shot things, you know. So, yeah. And I also know when my nose run too, that means that certain other people are crying in the midst of me making this video. But it is what it is, because they love the truth. They tired of sugarcoat us. And they tired of people being asleep. So in the words of Marvin Gaye, you know, it's time to wake up, everybody, you know. No more sleeping in bed, you know. Because the mothership and the fatherships are angry with the people. And so are the people that rode with them.